Hi, everybody. Let me move that over. Thanks for tuning in. And how you doing? Let me get this straight. Hope everybody's doing well. Just thought I'd come on and do a quick video. I tend to say the word quick video a lot, but come on here and do one. And yesterday I did a video, and are there three people on this already? That's friggin' amazing. Yesterday I did a video and it went really well, and we had a great discussion. So I thought I'd go on and do this live in an open forum and see if anybody want to talk about anything. I've meditated for a long time in my life and try to get rid of my ego as much as possible. But somebody said I had a brilliant mind, and kind of felt good for a minute. I said, I shouldn't let that affect me. Because somebody says you have a brilliant mind, and the next minute somebody will say you're a shithead. You shouldn't let either affect you. But that was good feedback, I think. I mean, I enjoy feedback, and negative or positive at this point. Any feedback's good. It's always interesting when you post into the Mandela effect community, and then the naysayers always come on and say, you're misremembering or things like that. I used an example yesterday that if you grew up all your life with, school buses being yellow, and all of a sudden they're all blue everywhere and everything's blue, what does that mean, right? For me, dramatically, it was like 1 minute to the next, and then geographically everything changed, and it is pretty dramatic. So, but anyway, I'm not really coming on here to talk about anything specifically. I just want to see if anybody wants to bring up something. Otherwise, I did have a couple things to say, of course. I always have something to say. I could talk forever, right? I do enjoy being silent, though. But so I was on, a Facebook page, and I go on Facebook, and I try to do spiritual mentoring. And I thought it was humorous today. Someone said to me, I said, I do some spiritual teaching. And he's like, what is a spiritual teacher? I said, basically, I'm somebody who falls down a lot, and then I go back to you and tell you, hey, watch out over here. It's really slippery. Don't fall over here, and don't fall over here. So that's kind of like what a spiritual teacher, to me, a real spiritual teacher would be like, is someone that experienced it and screwed up or did something stupid or did something wrong, and you learn from your mistakes and said, okay, I'm not doing that. That didn't work. That worked. That was good. That wasn't good. I have, proof for myself 100%. And then you could speak, instead of from dogma, you could speak from experience. Say, yeah. And then so this is the age where I can speak from my heart, and other people out there, can speak from experience. It's not so much belief, but true knowledge, that, gnosis, that we could, give information from. So when, for many subjects, it's like you have to, experience life. And there's a lot of false teachers and false prophets and all these guys everywhere, everywhere. You throw a rock and you hit one. You don't even have to wind up. You'll say, boom, you hit one. Hopefully in the head. Oops, I didn't say that. But anyway, so I know, and it's in the Bible too, but I know that trying to speak to the dead. It sounds pretty obvious, like that would be a bad thing, like trying to speak to the dead in general is a bad thing. And then there's like always, in the kind of community of some of my friends who are into spiritual things say to me, "Oh, there's this one guy. He's really good. Oh, he." And this guy, who I won't mention his name, he's well known. The nice thing is that he recommends people to me. He says, "Oh, go see Victor. He's good. He'll help you out. He does spiritual healing and all this. He's really knowledgeable." And he sends people to me. So I'm like, "Oh, And now I would feel bad sending people to him now, because I just came to understand, like, seeing, try, like, in the sixth sense, like speaking to the dead is in general like not a good idea. Just because you're negating God, and in the Bible, it's in Leviticus, it says, don't seek out spiritists. And you don't want to negate, God and the whole, and you're trying to circumvent it and trying to speak to lower spirits instead of speaking to your higher self, and to speaking to, God, and your angels, or that are sent over to guard you and protect you and get guidance from God and communicating. And all of a sudden you're saying, "Hey, you know what would be really cool? Let's go speak to this guy who speaks to the dead. Yeah, let's do that." And then he gives you all this advice, and a lot of it's good. And you're like, "Oh, that was good. Let's go back. Let's recommend him. Let's," and I think, and there is an aspect to it, like it can work. You could do, like, you can, if I practiced hard at it for a long period of time, I feel like I could get messages from the other side. Yeah, I think it's possible. But I think what's even a better path is just to pray and meditate, and then, instead of trying to, find out from people who've passed on what you should do in your life, live your life, and then live in the moment of now. Like, that's what it's about. I mean, make your own decisions for your own life. Like, how powerful is that? And then if you screw up, you fail, it's all on you. It's not on anybody else. You're not blaming anybody else's, karma. You're not, you're saying, "Oh, my Uncle Richie, who passed away 5 years ago, gave me wrong advice," or that doesn't make sense. Like, it's just a wrong path, and in general, and in seeking out tarot card readers, I'm a spiritual guru. You gotta say it like that, right? Because people say it, they're like, "Ooh, he thinks he's a guru." And I have friends of friends that say, "Oh, if they know me, like, they'll know of me, like, personally, and they're like, 'Oh, he's coming up, like, he thinks he's all this, and he thinks he's like a guru.' No, I am a spiritual teacher." And they're like, "Oh, he thinks he knows everything." I'm coming from a non-ego place. I'm trying to help. And they're like, "Oh, he thinks he knows something. Hey, how can he know something?" Everybody judges everything, and they're like, "Oh, he's coming crazy. He thinks he's this, or he thinks he's that. He's." But they don't even know you. They don't even know me. I've never even speak to, really, like, friends of friends of friends, and they're like, "Oh, he thinks he's this." Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's right. But circling back, there's tarot card readers. So what you do the research on tarot card readers, and then what they do is you get into it, and you pray, and they pray, and they you get into this, and then all of a sudden there's this a lot of stories I've understood about tarot card readers, and there's this, like, energy, like the energy that comes near you and gives out the information. It's like you're setting up a thought form, right? and you're setting up these thought forms to, and then you're energizing this thought form when you do the reading, and that thought form is, condensing, and that thought form to communicate with you needs some energy, so it's taking your energy, and then it's here, it's pretend it's like right here, and it's giving, it's getting that information and giving to you, and it's taking information from you and energy to do what it does. And if you want to be good, the more energy it can take from you, your spiritual energy, that ball thought form that you create, will take more energy and more energy, and then makes you weak spiritually, and opens you up to spiritual negative entities and things like that. So even with the best intentions, even with the best of everything, you're offsetting your spiritual energy to a locus away from you, to get that spiritual energy translated to come back to you, instead of keeping it in line in the center of your being, and being in the moment and now. That's what I'm trying to talk about. So when I was on Facebook and pointed out some of this, I lost a lot of friends, I lost a lot of followers, and when I and lost a lot of people that were listening to my messages before. They're like, don't want to hear this guy. No, I see this guy, I see these tarot card readers are really good, and they're directing me. I mean, if you're going to you're going to these people, tarot readers, you're seeing them, 3 times a day. There's people that are doing it so much. It's $1 billion industry now, which is crazy. And a real spiritual master, a real, spiritual guru is going to have the same message. It's a real one. That's fine. Hello. So I'm saying, you don't have to do that. Just be yourself, live your life, make mistakes. It's okay. You don't think wisely. Come from your heart, do the right thing, but don't, you don't have to fool around with this stuff, you don't have to move your locale over here, drain your energy, and then be all screwed up, and the second half of this lesson, as it were, is that I do spiritual healing. I do distance healing. When I do that, invariably I come up with information when I do a healing, and by questioning and asking certain things, when things go negative for people, illness and things like that, a lot of times I'll find out that they open themselves up to psychic attack or negative, things that happen in their life. A lot of them are from, you would be shocked, a lot of them are even from Ouija boards, and things of that nature, that they, you track it back, you're like, what happened? Why are you having demonic influence? And then, I used Ouija boards a lot, and then it translated into me doing these boards and then seeking out these messages, but that's all. And I'm like, where's that information coming from? Oh yeah, and I started doing this and that, and it's you get locked into, like there's, the good cop, bad cop, and you're listening to the bad cop instead of the good cop, and then you tune into that radio station, and then you're listening to that radio station, and you're not listening to the other radio station. I'm saying this like this for a reason, but you're listening to the wrong radio station, and now you're tuning in there, and then things happen in your life, and then you get a pain, and then there's pain in you and some kind of illness, and the illness won't leave, and then you're not sure why, and then you're the negative entity or being or energy or spirit or whatever is finally got a lock on you, and draining your energy by having you get this illness, and then it's like a feedback loop, and then it wants to keep you in pain, so it keeps you into that negative spiral because you tuned into that radio station where it was able to put its hooks into you. So that's very common. And I just wanted to get that off my chest a little again. I talked about that before, but it's happened so much. I mean, you'd be shocked. I could always kind of trace it back. I try to find out, where did this illness start? Where did this happen? Why are you sick? And I'm not saying that it's always that way. There's other things that happen. There's like, doing healing. I mentioned this before with like a woman, and I said, where did this, and she's getting this negative, there's this karmatic bond. I said, who was it? Was there a boyfriend that was practicing like witchcraft or demonic things? And she goes, yeah, there was this guy. And yeah, he was doing that. And then, yeah, that's when I got sick. And yeah, and it's just like, hello. And it ends up being pretty obvious over doing this, thousands and thousands of times with different healings. And yeah, I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of these, and there seems to be a common theme that, comes up. So I thought I'd mention it again, and then I try to, mention it in a light way on, Facebook, and certainly everybody wanted to unfriend me and not listen to me and messages. So, you tell the truth, and if people can't hear it, that's too bad, it's amazing in like Jesus's time, if somebody said, don't do this or don't do that, everybody like, yeah, everybody knows that not to do that. But in this day and age, we're so disconnected. Religion is part of the Latin meaning of religion. Really, is following the steps of your forefathers, like understanding, your relation to God and the universe by what happened to your relatives and people that you were, close to in the past. They would write things down in, books for you to have more knowledge in how to deal with your reality and God and how to act. And that's, to me, that's really what religion is supposed to be. It's supposed to be that you're getting these books, this information, and you're like, oh, this is a prayer, and and this story is for me to understand how to live my life in a purer and better way from people who made mistakes and they screwed up, and they wrote it down. Hey, don't do this, don't do that, do this. That's what it's supposed to be. Not like you have to do this and you have to do that, otherwise you're, in big trouble. Although it can come off like that, I think, for a lot of people, but I think I'm trying to say certain things, but I think that a lot of this has been misused, and a lot of the systems now broken. I think God, chooses who he wants to use and who he doesn't. And I felt for a while like he was using me to spread a message, being that I was an outsider from the Catholic Church in a way, because I'm not like, wearing a priest's outfit or anything right now. I'm just talking, and I'm not like, I'm not giving mass or anything, but I'm I'm as I'm a legit guy, right? So I'm if I was in that position, I could do that, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing this with you, right? So, and we were talking about, other things yesterday, but what I thought to talk about is, getting close to God. And I wanted to mention as well that part of what we are as a society, what you are, what you're called to be is a saint. And a lot of people forget that. A lot of people like don't so the media and everything's changing around the message all the time, and oh, I did this, so the comics are out there making jokes. Oh, I did this, or I did that, or I stole this, or I did that, and everybody laughs. And then the TV, everybody's out for the biggest laugh, the biggest rating, the biggest thing. Not too many people are talking about, hey, maybe you should try being more like a saint. Is sainthood possible? Is it even possible in this day and age? The answer is yes. You have that. You have that avenue in front of you that you can be like that. You could change your life now, and you could go for that sainthood, and that is possible. And a lot of people don't understand that, and they feel lost, and they feel like they can't, they don't know what to do. But if you wake up in the next morning and you say, you know what, I'm going to try to go through all day today and, try this. I did this. And I'm not going to tell a lie to anybody about anything. Let me try one day and just try it. And I'm going to try to help one person today. And then, do that for a day, and then go and, I did it all day yesterday. Let me try it one more day. I'm not going to tell a lie to anybody about anything. Just do the lie thing. And then try to make it, 2 days. And then do a week, and then a month, and then 6 months, and then a year. And then when the test comes and you feel like you have to tell a lie, and then it's like, you can't, because you went a year without doing it. Might as well keep going. It's like that. It's like pushing yourself. And once you do it one day, you could go another day, another day, another day. But you have to. And then when you fall off the wagon, you get back on and you try it again. So we'll just talk about telling the truth and lies. But there's other things. And if we push ourselves, it's like fasting. So you fast breakfast and lunch, push yourself, and then do it again another week. Try it breakfast and lunch, and then you learn in relation to you're not eating. You learn how to reject. Your willpower gets built up because you feel that pull to eat, and you're feeling that pull, and you're like, oh, I gotta eat something, and you're building up your willpower to resist it. And then when you have something else in your life that you want to, I want to go look at this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and you build up your willpower to resist it. So that's what Jesus did, right? He fasted, they said, for 40 days in the desert, and Moses fasted for 40 days. How hard could it be for you just to do a meal or two and build up your willpower so you can, get to this place where, you're going to see clearer. Things make more sense when you get to that place and you're saying, feel good about yourself. I would say, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I was always obsessed with, thinking, am I good or am I bad? Am I good or am I bad? Am I good or am I bad? Am I bad? Am I good? As Catholic, I was raised up Catholic. I was always thinking, am I good? Am I bad? Am I doing a good thing? Am I being bad? Am I good? Am I bad? And I think that comes up for a lot of people a lot of times. Am I good? Am I bad? You know, just do good. Don't think about am I good or am I bad. Just do good. Um, you know, and then act that way, and then do the right thing. And you know, it's detrimental for people to think they're bad. You know, everybody's bad. Everybody's fallen. Mankind's fallen. But if you do good every day from now on till the rest of your life, you know, till you're dead, that's all you can do. That's all you can. We can only do what we can do. And don't worry about what you can't fix. You only do what you can do, and what you can't do, you shouldn't worry about because you can't affect it anyway, right? So only worry, and there's no reason to worry because the things that you can affect, you're affecting. And the things you can't affect, you can't affect anyway. So in essence, there's no reason to worry about anything ever. So you should be as ecstatically happy when you realize that. Like I'm really happy and I'm not worrying about anything. And, you know, there's certainly things I could worry about if I wanted to, but the things I can control, I'm controlling. And the things I can't control, I can't control it. So there is no reason to worry about anything. It's liberating. So liberate yourself. Don't worry about anything. If you can change it, change it. And you'll be shocked on what you can change if you try. You'll be shocked. You could change your entire life. You'll be shocked. You can do anything. You could change just try. I want to hear a story, like what you tried and what you changed. That'd be cool. Like, oh yeah. What was your dream to do? What's your dream? What do you want to do in your life? What's your dream to do? Oh, I want to, you know, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. Well, that's your, you know, do your dream. Do what excites you. Do positive things. Do what you want to do with your life. And have a good time with it, you know, because you're alive now. You might as well do what you want to do, the right thing, you know, and enjoy it. All right, thanks. Like, subscribe, share. I blathered on for 27 minutes and 50 seconds. Thanks so much. Have a good night.